Good afternoon and welcome fifth grade students and parents. It has been a pleasure for all of the teachers to get to know each and every one of you this year. This year we had a great group of kids. Throughout the school year, we have learned that this group is full of talent. We have great students, musicians, actresses, actors, performers, artists, and athletes. We have kind and caring middle schoolers who will make ENMS proud. More importantly, we've learned that we have students who learn to be resilient in the face of adversity. We did not know that when we left school in March that our next 3 months would be spent teaching online and that we would not get to say goodbye in person. Despite the ending, we want to say thank you for a great year. We can't wait to see what your next 3 years at ENMS has in store for you. With that said, we would like to recognize some of the many shining stars of our fifth grade class. We will begin with our special area awards for fifth grade. We're going to start with Ms. Puglisi.
Hi, fifth grade parents and students. I'm going to be doing the presentations for all the band, orchestra, and chorus awards. We give an ensemble award for each ensemble, and it's called an ensemble award because we look for students that contribute to the ensemble. We're not looking for the best musicians, the ones who, are the quote unquote best at their instrument, but we look for the students who contribute to a positive environment, who are reliable, who are consistent. And I will say that we both, Mr. Trujillo and I, had trouble choosing just one student for each of these awards this year because we had several students that we could have given these to. But we did have to choose. So for band, the Ensemble Music Award for band is going to Gianna Starks. Congratulations, Gianna. The Ensemble Award for orchestra is going to Jaden Allison. Congratulations, Jaden. And the Ensemble Award for chorus is going to Kendall McNear. And I've seen Kendall just grow throughout the year. I mean, she started off not really wanting to do chorus, and by the end, she was consistent, reliable. She was always doing what I was asking the class to do. So I really applaud her growth over the year. So congratulations, Kendall. That's all.
Thank you, Mrs. Puglisi. Next, we will have the art awards with Miss Kelly and Miss Brewster.
Hi, fifth grade. I just want to say hello and say thank you for a great year. Miss Kelly and I had a really hard time picking just 2 people to give an award to because this class really is filled with talented artists. For accomplishment, we chose to give the award to Nam Nugent. And for pride, we chose to give the award to Crystal De La Cruz. Thank you for your wonderful work and your creativity all year.
Thank you. For computers and the Tech Ed Awards, Miss Steve Virgilio.
Hi, everyone. Like Miss Kyle said, we miss you terribly, and we would have loved to done this in front of everyone in the gym. Mr. Pedrazik and I definitely struggled to pick out the students for this award, as many of you qualified. For accomplishment in technology, we'd like to give the award to Nick Langston. Congratulations, Nick. And our student for pride, we'd like to give this award to Eddie Baldwin. Thanks, Eddie. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Steve Virgilio. For the Phys Ed Awards, Miss Morgan and Mr. Stem.
Thank you, Ms. Kyle. On behalf of Ms. Morgan and myself, I just want to thank everyone in fifth grade for an awesome year. We had so many different choices that we could have picked for these 2 awards, but we've decided on 2. Our Pride Award goes to Lucas Wilson, and our Accomplishment Award goes to Jean DeShazer. Thank you all for a great year and have a great summer.
Thank you. For now, we'd like to begin our academic awards. We're going to start with Mrs. Gartner and Ms. Steinman.
For the English language development class, we picked 2 students who have worked very hard this year. The first one for achievement is Alan Alfaro Davila. And for our Pride Award, we'd like to give our award to Henry Mejia Perez. Great job, guys.
Hi, everyone. Miss Diamond and Miss Bridget here. We are going to present for blocks 1, my block 4, and intervention. So for my block 1, my Pride Award will go to Marisol Uriah Severiano, and my achievement is going to Jorge Castro. For my intervention class, my Pride will go to Angelina Luna, and I have 2 for achievement, Everardo Cabral Fernandez and Angel Navarro Torres. And finally, for my block 4, my Pride is going to someone who came to us, left for a little bit, and came back, got right into online learning and did an excellent job for me. That's Alondra Garvo Jimenez. And my achievement is going to Juliana Bermudez Lorenzo. Congratulations, everyone. Stay safe this summer.
Thank you. We're going to continue with our academic awards with Mrs. Strickland.
Hi, everybody. Such a bummer that I haven't gotten to see you all. It was really a pleasure doing 5th grade lunch duty and getting to know so many of you so well, and so many of you who came to visit my rats. So I absolutely miss that, and the rats miss you as well. My Pride Award for Discovery goes to a student who really likes to figure things out and never gives up time and time again. This student goes out and helps other people and does the best job. My Pride Award for Discovery goes to Mr. Trevor Mariathasan. Congratulations, Trevor. My Accomplishment Award goes to a student who always goes above and beyond to complete assignments. And I feel like with the pandemic and school closure, this student really began to shine and submitted amazing things online. My Accomplishment Award goes to Mr. Logan Kamali. Congratulations, everybody. 5th grade, you'll be in my 6th grade hallway next year. I hope to see you. Have a great summer and stay safe.
Thank you. Now we're going to continue with our achievement. For 5th grade, we use 3 awards that we use as markers of achievement. We select a student who has shown best effort all year, a student who has shown the most improvement, and the student who has received the highest achievement. We'll be picking students for all 4 academic courses, so science, social studies, reading, and math. We'll start with Mrs. Ford, Mrs. Brennan, and Mrs. Caselli.
Okay, I will start with the math awards. I must say this group of kids this year, Miss Ford and Miss Brennan and I were very lucky. All 3 of our blocks were amazing. So it was definitely hard for us to pick students for each one. So for block 1, my most improved was Eddie Baldwin. Just started off the year okay, and by the end of the year was amazing in math. So most improved for him. Effort. This young lady always gave all that she had, asked questions, and really did amazing in math. And that is Leilani Gutierrez. And for my highest achievement, again, another shining star, always did awesome in and out of the classroom, and that was Leah Rose. So for block 2, most improved was Semra Manuel Durr. And again, great student. She was always doing her best. Effort was Darlene Panagua Perez. And then for highest achievement, in and out of the classroom as well, Michaela Dinich. Block 4, for most improved, Raymond Jones. And for effort, Marlene Guerrero Rios. And then again, highest achievement in and out of the classroom was Eric Brown. Now I'm going to switch it over to Mrs. Ford for science.
Hi, guys. Again, as Mrs. Caselli said, we were so blessed to have such a great group of kids this year. We kind of were going back and forth with names. It was so hard to choose. I'm going to start with our science awards for block 1. For most improved is going to be Chris London. Chris started off this year, and I was so impressed. We did a unit on 9/11, and he had so many questions, and he was such a good participator. And then throughout the year, he's just bloomed, especially this last marking period at home. For effort, Tiana McGee. Tiana has been a hard worker all year long, never gave up, always wanted to improve her grade whenever she could. And for achievement, somebody who has loved science from the beginning of the year when they were in my WIN science group, Matthew Gerstemeyer. For block 2, most improved, this person came on so strong at the end of the year. Edwin Roman Castro, you have impressed me. In the beginning of the year, so quiet and shy, almost seemed a little bit reluctant to work, but he has completely bloomed into a great learner. For effort, Dominic Angelo, he's always asking questions, always wondering about things. He's like, has a little scientist brain in him. And last but not least, for achievement, Cameron Ferrero, you have been a hard worker since September, and I've pushed you and you've gotten angry with me at times, but you have the highest percentage for science. So I'm so proud of you. For the next block, Mrs. Caselli's homeroom. For most improved, Sunny Alonzo. Sunny, you have been working your tail off this last marking period, and it really has shown. So I'm so proud of all that you do, even when when you're hard and it's hard and you're struggling. For effort, this is another scientist in the making, Josiah Galindo. Ever since WIN back in September, you have been phenomenal. And for Achievement Award, I envy how smart this young lady is, Brianna Howie. Awesome job. You just make learning seem so easy. So congrats to all of you for science. I'm going to pass this on to Mrs. Brennan for reading.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to start with block 1, which is my homeroom. The effort award goes to Danica Daywalt. She always gave it her all every day, and she consistently helped others, including myself, in the class every day. Most improved for that class, Ayanna Johnson, always put forth her best effort and sought additional work, even during our online learning. This led her huge improvement in both reading and writing. And in that class, my achievement award for highest grade was Nicola Brodus. Her competitive spirit and her tenacity to learn, it just led to this remarkable achievement of top reader and writer in that class. The next class, block 2, which is Miss Ford's homeroom. Effort goes to Keon Jenkins. Every day, Keon entered class with a smile that remained throughout the entire class. He was always positive and consistently tried to better himself in his reading skills. Most improved in that class goes to Jaden Perry. What a difference this kid made during the year. Came in, he's come such a long way. He started this year not knowing anybody at ENMS because he came from a different elementary school than everybody. Once he found his groove, there was no stopping him. And in fact, he earned the highest average of marking period 4 in reading. Achievement in that class goes to Mariah Jean. She's kind-hearted, hardworking young woman who always gave her best effort in class. And then finally, block 3, which is Mrs. Caselli's homeroom. The effort award goes to Madison Haley Samuels as a wonderful, kind spirit and consistently put forth her best work in reading and writing every day. Most improved goes to Aiden Ludwig, a true character in every sense of the word. Aiden's humor and good spirit are what led to his improvement in his comprehension and writing this school year. And he also earned the highest in marking period 4. And lastly, achievement for the year is Joe Alir Borges, all-around student athlete whose dedication to his sports translated over into the classroom. Have a great summer.
All right, guys, back to me for social studies this time. I'm going to start off with my homeroom. And this time we're going to start off with the Achievement Award. This Achievement Award goes to Eric Brown. Eric is the hardest worker that I've ever met. He studies. He just works so hard. So you absolutely deserve this Achievement Award. For Most Improved, Savannah Klink, you kind of had to learn the ropes of middle school and how things worked. And by the end of the year, you have been doing a phenomenal job working and learning how to learn on your own and learning how to adapt to middle school. And for my effort award, this person probably contacts me more than anybody right now, Kiera Guerra Rico, just with little notes and questions. And, you know, I enjoy every time I see an email pop up because she just really does care about her grades and her work and her learning. And I missed that whole class so much. There was my morning homeroom group. So we were like a little family. My block 2, which is Mrs. Caselli's homeroom for social studies, the Achievement Award here goes to Sinte McCoy. Sinte is an all-around all-star. She studies, she works hard, she's a good friend to everybody, so she definitely deserves that. My most improved goes to Leanna Wallace. I remember right before we left school, she studied so hard for a quiz, and she got it back, and she had 100%, and she was like, I studied for that. And she realized how to become a student over the school year, which has just been fantastic to see. And last but not least, somebody who consistently worked all year, Kara Dunkley. She got our effort award for social studies. And last but not least, my Block 4 class. The achievement award here goes to Jason Carpenter. Jason had 100% in this last marking period and has had great grades all throughout the year. So congrats to Jason. Again, another hard worker, always studying at home and doing his part to be a student. My most improved award goes to somebody who needed a lot of coaching in the beginning, especially with his writing, and I would make him rewrite things and he would get so angry, but Gavin Brady, awesome job. And last but not least, I think Mrs. Puglisi said this perfectly, but my effort award goes to Kendall McNear. She started off this year there and as a student, but she became an all-star by the end of the year. She worked so hard. So congrats to all of you. I wish we could be giving you hugs and handshakes and high fives right now. But know that we are proud of every single one of you and keep up your good work as you go into 6th grade. And we will pass this back to Mrs. Kyle, our MC.
Technical difficulties. Thank you. We will continue on with our next group. We're going to move to Miss Baker, Miss Buston, Mrs. Miller, and Miss Foster.
So Miss Buston, Miss Foster, Mrs. Miller, and I had a great group of students. It was amazing, challenging, fun, crazy, any word possible you could put with our group of 60-some students. And we just learned so much, and it was so cool seeing a lot of you transition into little college students. That was my favorite part of this virtual thing. So I will first work on presenting awards for my period 3 class, which is the science, and it's the same exact class for math. So I'll just do the science awards first for that class. So for effort, I picked a girl that was one of my hardest workers. She pushed through, she persevered. She definitely she didn't care. She knew she had to get it done. So for my effort, that would be Catherine Vasquez Munoz. For achievement, I'm not afraid to say this kid is smarter than me. He knows a lot more than me when it comes to science. He was asking me so many challenging questions. You're all probably answering, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was asking me all kinds of questions that I had to go home that night and do the research. He was doing experiments at home with Jell-O and exploding bottles. He was awesome. So this boy, for achievement, he had the highest grade in the class, was Alex Resendez. For my most improved, for that science class, this is a girl that was very quiet when she began. First couple months, she was just sitting there kind of observing and watching. But by the end, and especially in this virtual learning, she has pushed forward and truly shown her shining star self. So this girl for most improved will be Annabella Trejo. And again, it's the same class, but for math, the same group of students. For effort, this girl, again, another perseverer. She just pushed forth. She just knew she could get the answer. She didn't care if it took her 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 second. She wanted to get that answer. And she would not move on until she got it. And this was for Mia Baker. For my achievement, this boy had no problem going to the front of the room, teaching a question, working with a group of students. He wanted to work with kids. He wanted to see his friends and just succeed. And it was so cool. It was a little student teacher I had. And that boy was Samuel Doratorio Barcenas. And then for my most improved, that again has become very clear with my virtual learning. He literally started the year quiet, then loud, then quiet, then loud. He kind of went back and forth. He didn't really know what he wanted out of math for me. But by the end of this virtual learning, he is doing amazing. He is consistently asking to retake things, to do better. Yes, he's sending me messages at midnight. Am I responding to you? No. But he's literally just wanting to be the best boy he could possibly be right now for math, which is awesome to see. And that would be for Ulysses Mora Martinez for my most improved. And then Miss Buston, if you want to do our co-talk class.
Hi, everyone. It's Miss Buston. So Miss Baker and I had a co-taught class for math and science. I just wanted to say thank you all for letting us be your teachers for the year. You were wonderful, and we miss you. I wish I could give you a handshake, high five, and hug right now. So we're going to start with our math class. The first one is the Effort Award. This young lady, from start until finish, she gave us every piece of effort and strength she had to make sure that she got every math problem right or every question answered. She would come in the morning and ask for help with her homework. So the effort award for our math class is Jaleesa Butcher. The next one is the most improved. In the beginning of the year, this girl was very quiet. She would make sure that she wasn't doing anything really independently. But as the year went on, she was answering questions on her own. She was doing word problems by herself. And I'm really proud of how she became more of an independent student. So that is Cruz Bird. And last but not least is our Achievement Award. This student blew me away this year. He started in the small group math class, came into COTAT, and ended up with the highest class highest class average. And that goes to Nay Callahan. All right, so now I'm going to move on to our science class. So our first one is our effort award. This goes to a young lady who literally did not say 2 words to us. And sometimes we would say her name and think that the Alexa machine was going to come on. And at the end, she was raising her hand. She was helping kids around the room. She really blossomed. And that is Alexa Mendez. Next is our most improved. This student was not raising hands. He was mainly just telling us stories, but then he would end up on the floor. He would go around helping students, and he would really has personality improved, and that is Antonio Beers. And last but not least is our Achievement Award. This young man was really responsible for everything that he needed to do to make him more successful in the classroom, and he ended up having the highest average in our science class, and that was Eli Smith. So that is it for Miss Baker and I and our kiddos. So now it's to Miss Foster and Mrs. Miller.
Hi, everybody. So I am going to do the awards for reading for Block 1 and the awards for reading for Period 7. So for Block 1, for my effort, this student always put forth his effort, even when I said he had to go back and redo something or rewrite something. He did it without any, talking back or being upset about it. And that award goes to Peter Van Doon. As far as most improvement goes, this child, his grade improved each marking period. He came into the class a little bit later and found a way to fit in and, again, still keep working. So my most improved goes to Christopher Sanchez. And then for my achievement, this young man always worked hard. Even with this learning online, he was asking to retake things. Did he finish something correctly? Asking questions. And that award for achievement goes to Angel Barantos Lopez. For social studies, period 7, this young lady put in a lot of effort. Again, with social studies, when you asked her to do something, she kept doing it. And that award goes to Sakira Jackson. My most improved, again, saw his grade go up, worked hard at what he needed to do. That award goes to Alex Resendez. And then for my achievement, this young man only had me for social studies, limited English, but really worked hard, did his best, and got the highest achievement. And that's Alan Alfaro Davila. And Miss Foster will do our awards for period 3 and block 4. I miss everybody. Hope you're all well.
Hi, guys. As everyone has said, this has been such an experience doing the online learning with you. I am really just appreciative of the opportunities that we've had to get to know each and every one of you. Choosing these awards this year was quite difficult for Mrs. Miller and myself. There's just so many kids that have worked really hard. and just put forth their best effort. And although sometimes the work is challenging, to continue to persevere and have that grit each and every day to not give up is definitely a trait that we, appreciate and respect in each one of you. So for our first award for Block 4 in reading for effort goes to Jaleesa Butcher. Jaleesa worked hard every day. And again, although sometimes the work was challenging, she would ask questions. She would continue to, try her best, and she never gave up. So she worked really hard. For our most improved award, that goes to Alexa Mendez Simon. Again, she was very quiet in the beginning of the year, and she worked to find her own voice in the class. And I think that's really important. So thank you, Alexa. And to our achievement award is Savannah Baumgardner. Savannah worked really hard in studying and doing her homework, and it paid off when it came time for the quizzes. She always asked for help with anything that she struggled with, and she just showed great achievement in reading and writing. For our social studies awards, Mrs. Miller and I had for effort, we chose Tiana Escobar. Tiana is just an amazing child all around. She worked really, really hard. Not only did she, work hard for herself, but she helped so many others in the classroom when she was finished her assignments. And she was just a great student. For most improved, we chose Cruz Bird. Again, a fantastic student. She worked really hard on all of her projects in social studies. She, would finish her task and help other people. She made a lot of improvements throughout the year, and it's all due to her continued efforts. And lastly, for achievement, for social studies, we chose Daisy Gill Bentoncourt. Daisy worked really hard, and she asked the questions that she needed to ask. She just showed really good scores on her quizzes for social studies. She studied for all of her quizzes, and her effort paid off. So congratulations to all of the students that received awards for Mrs. Miller and myself for reading and social studies.
All right, and we're going to continue with Miss Buston and Miss Foster for their classroom awards.
Okay, so Miss Foster and I had a great group of kids this year. So we taught a smaller group of students for math and reading. So I'm going to just start with my group. I had them at the end of the day, and by them, they were done. And I really appreciate them kind of sticking with me and doing all the work, because I know by the end of the day, everyone's kind of fried. So thank you for putting up with my dances and, all of the things that we did to kind of keep ourselves motivated. You guys were wonderful. And I really miss you. So here we go. So the first one is the Effort Award. This goes to a young man who was really quiet in the beginning of the year, and he just put forth the effort in every math class that we did. He was asking for help, and he was very good with making sure that he got his materials for needed to make sure that he was successful. So the Effort Award goes to Horatio de la Luz Castro. The next is my Most Improved. This goes to a young man who, in the beginning of the year, was not sure that he felt comfortable in math class. And by the end of the year, by this time, he did all of the assignments for online learning. And we are actually thinking about putting him into a regular ed classroom for next year. And I'm so proud of all of his work. So the Most Improved goes to Jeremiah Hampton. And last is my Achievement Award. This young lady was rapid fire when it came to her multiplication facts. Sometimes I couldn't get the fact out quick enough, and she was already giving me the answer. She was helping students left and right. She was like my little assistant. And this goes to Liliana Ascension Galolina. So thank you to my wonderful students. I miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful summer. Ms. Foster, all you.
Thanks, Ms. Beston. I agree with everything she just said. You guys were all-stars this year, and all of you worked so hard. It is very hard to select 3 students out of our class. I had 14 students this year, and that's a fairly large class for my small group. So selecting just 3 of you, it was so challenging. Just know that, if your name's not mentioned, you were at the forefront of my mind, and I was thinking about you. But here goes who got the awards. So for my block 1 in reading, for effort goes to Nehemiah Pratt. Nehemiah worked really hard this whole year. He came in a little bit later throughout the year, and it did not stop him from just tearing up the work. He tackled every challenge that was in front of him, and the work was really hard sometimes. So Nehemiah, congratulations. Thank you. Keep working hard next year and never give up. To the student who received most improved. This student was originally in my small class and was able to move to the co-taught class. So Chris, back, congratulations. Your work has paid off and you were able to get into a more challenging class and you worked really hard in there. So please keep asking questions in the class. Please continue to, just work and do what you need to do in 6th grade. And I know that you will continue to improve. And lastly, to the student who showed most achievement, she had the highest score every single quarter, even into the online learning. She worked really hard on a packet. So Azoshi Zagayos Gonzalez, congratulations. You have earned it, my friend. You had in the near 99 percentile for almost every quarter. So congratulations, guys. Continue to work hard over the summer and into next year. We do miss you very much. And thank you very much for a wonderful year.
Okay, thank you. And last for the academic awards will be myself, Mrs. Young, and Mrs. Mason. Mrs. Young, do you want to start with reading?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. It's bittersweet to have our award assembly on the computer. This is a big fun day for us, but we're happy that you joined and are watching. So for Block 1, the effort award goes to Ali Borneos Gattaca, and I have to say he received this award since every time I would give him something back with constructive criticism or suggestions, he would always say, okay, thank you. And he would go along and make those corrections. For most improved, it was going to be Joshua Falk. He didn't have a lot of improvement that needed to be done, but he was slow and steady, and his grades always went up each trimester or quarter. And for achievement, the award goes to Trevor Mariatheson. And I just want to say I admire how hard he works, but how humble he is as well. For Block 2, the effort award goes to Naeem Grady. And I would say he was like my smiling pace car, because as I would teach, I would watch for him and he would give me the nod that it was good to go on. And most improved is Natalie Vargas Algaraz, who again is someone who continued to work even when things weren't easy, but she did it with a smile on her face. And the achievement award goes to Jasmine Monk. So she had the highest percentage, and I would say that she also was my best and biggest writer and would always apologize for how much she wrote for me to read, but it was nothing to apologize for. And Block 4, the effort award goes to a student who joined our class midway through the year, and once she got started, she didn't stop, and that award goes to Nashay Patterson. The most improved award goes to Crystal De La Cruz, who again, it wasn't always easy, but she continued to work with a smile on her face and asked to get help and tried to get clarification on things she did not understand. And the achievement award goes to Billy Joe Brooks. And I want to say thank you, Billy Joe, for always, worrying about your education and doing your best work and trying to succeed. So I will say thank you, and you are missed, and we look forward to seeing you in 6th grade. So Mrs. Mason.
Hello, boys and girls. It was very difficult, very hard to choose students, but this is for science in block 1 for my effort awards. This is Levi Vincent. He started late, but he is one who has put forth a lot of effort, and I was very proud of him. He came in new, so he received the effort award. For the achievement award, Jasier Gaffney, always participating, always working hard. So he's definitely deserved this award for highest achievement. For most improved, Juliana Bermudez Lorenzo definitely worked hard from the beginning to the end. Each marking period, she definitely showed improvement. For my Block 2 class, effort was Araceli Martinez Hernandez. She definitely worked hard all the time in school, always asking questions. She put forth a lot of effort. My most improved, Ava Sig. Once again, all most improved people have started from the beginning to the end and have shown great improvement. So Ava Sig, congratulations. My achievement award was different because in science and social studies, the highest achievement person was Trevor, but I wanted to be able to give somebody else another opportunity. So for Block 2 for science, it was Pamela Guzman Cologne. And so congratulations, she was that next person in line. And then we have for Block 4, Justin Sutherland Kurtz worked very hard, put forth a lot of effort. He's very quiet, but he worked hard. For my most improved, Abigail Monahan, wonderful. And then we have for our highest achievement, Giovanni Pavis. He has worked hard, constantly, all the time, and he truly deserved that award. So we're going to move on to Mrs. Kyle for math.
Hi, thank you. For my homeroom, my Block 1 students, my best effort, every year I seem to have a bond with someone in my first block because they're my homeroom students. I always end up having someone who I consider to be like my right-hand person who helps me with everything. And that student who jumped in for whether it was something I needed help with in the classroom or it was just doing their work with tremendous amount of attention to detail and just always trying really hard. My best effort award was Julia Edmond. My most improved student is probably my most reluctant math student. He's good at math, but he gave me a hard time the entire way and is probably going to be grumpy that I even chose him for an award, but I know his mom will be very proud, and that is Mason Locklear. My highest achievement for my Block 1, the student is just hands down consistent, has been consistent the entire time we've been online learning, which I know was not always easy for him, and that is Hugo Lavera. For my Block 2 class, that's Mrs. Mason's homeroom, my best effort award went to a student who also was new, like Mrs. Young's award. This student came in partway through the year, but has really worked hard, not only during the school year that she was there, but also on online learning. I've had lots of little Google Meet calls with her, and she's just been great to get to know, and she just works really hard, and that's Safira Bennett. My most improved student was someone, again, who really is not loving math, but definitely tried hard all year long and really just gave it her all. That's Kamina Garland. And my highest achievement student was another female who just worked hard consistently. She didn't let things get her down. When she didn't get a grade that she loved, she just powered through it. And that is Mia Perez Carrera. For my last block, this was definitely a hard group to choose award winners in. There were lots of students I could have chosen for all three of them, but for best effort, most consistent, always asking questions, always looking for ways to improve and things that she could do better. And that is Riley Johnson. For most improved, consistently from the beginning of the school year straight through into the end, he just always tried to work harder and improve his grades, and that was Brady Vetter. And my highest achievement student is a student who I would say is very humble in his achievements, and he is definitely my highest achiever, although there were certainly, it was very, very close. It's Trevor Maria Thawson. Mrs. Mason?
And for social studies, Block 1 effort, Jaden Taylor worked very hard, put forth a lot of effort, and I'm very proud of his achievements. Most improved, Sienna Young, another person who worked hard from the beginning to the end. And our highest achievement goes to Jocelyn Maldonado. Worked hard all the time. Very proud of her. For Block 2, social studies, effort, Chloe Holmes. Chloe Holmes always put forth a lot of effort when she was definitely sitting alone. I told her, I said, you work so hard by yourself. And she puts forth a lot of effort. So she definitely deserves that award. For most improved, Lillian Stein. And my highest achievement for that class, once again, came in second place, Nicholas Langston. Block 4 effort was Lucas Wilson, who put forth, he worked very hard, always asking questions, always excited about learning. My most improved was Dominic Cordero. And the highest achievement, Caitlin Tran. Very quiet person, worked hard, did her best to perform in everything. So I miss you guys, and thank you for a wonderful year to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last award of the day is a special award. I'm actually going to just read a little description about it. These are our PFC awards, and the PFC awards are given to one boy and one girl from each dyad or triad. This year's recipients will receive an award certificate along, just want to make sure you can hear me, along with a gift card provided by the PFC. They're very generous in providing the gift card. The students who were chosen have consistently demonstrated the qualities of a good citizen throughout the school year. These students are respectful, responsible, trustworthy, and caring. Not just about the students around them, they care about the staff, the teachers, and they care about their school environment. Your teachers spent a lot of time choosing the winners this year, as there were many students who have these attributes. These are often our most difficult awards to choose. So we'll start with Mrs. Ford, Mrs. Brennan, and Mrs. Caselli's triad.
I'll speak for our triad. So our PFC award goes to 2 kids, and this was probably the hardest to pick because we were in between and probably about 5 or 6. But for our first choice was Everardo Cabral Fernandez. Everardo is not only a fantastic student and a hard worker, but he is a good friend to all and just a overall kind person. Our second award goes to a girl who always has a smile on her face, always has a positive spirit about things, and again, just somebody that's a good friend, but also a good student, and that goes to Leia Rose. So congratulations to both of you. You deserve it, and there was so many more. If we had more of these awards, there'd be so many more of you getting these. So keep up the good work and continue being awesome people.
Okay. And for Mrs. Miller and Miss Baker? And Buston and Foster, sorry.
Miss Baker, Miss Buston, Miss Foster, and I, we too had a very hard decision on figuring out who would win these awards. The 2 people that we chose, as Mrs. Ford said, consistently showed themselves of doing the right thing, caring about others, working hard. And so our first award goes to Nathan Callahan, who again just exhibited, just so many great qualities this year. And our girl goes to Cruz Bird, same thing, great qualities, and we're very proud of both of them.
And for the young Kyle Mason triad, Mrs. Young's going to present.
Okay, so I will agree with the other teachers. There was an afternoon where Mrs. Kyle, Mrs. Mason, and I had a conference like this, and we kept throwing out names and had so many reasons to pick so many different students. But as it came down to it, we were only allowed to choose 2. So for our male recipient, we chose Logan Kamali for the same reasons that have been shared. Just an all-around great person, such a kind friend, very respectful, and was a pleasure to teach. And our female recipient is Sophia Wittig. The same thing, just an all-around amazing person. And we really were fortunate to have a problem of just only picking 2. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but congratulations, and we're very proud of you.
Okay, thank you so much to all of the students and their parents for being supportive. I think you come away with the fact that we all feel like we just had great kids this year. And I cannot emphasize this enough again, the resilience that these kids displayed in the last 3 months really speaks volumes about what kind of students they're going to be when they're presented with difficult situations. And we're really just very proud of everything that they did. We cannot wait to see the great things that they do in their next 3 years at Eastern Arden Middle School. We miss them all terribly, and we really look forward to seeing them when they drive by to pick up their belongings on Monday. So important things to note. On Monday, you will be coming in to do belonging pickup. You will just be pulling in your car. Mr. Hutchinson sent out a email with a placard that you'll print out, put it in your windshield. He's asking that you return the Chromebooks and their chargers, and in turn, we will give you your bag of belongings. We've cleaned out your lockers for you. You will also be getting an envelope with your awards. The PFC students, especially, you'll be getting your gift card and an award, so that'll be in your bag as well. We wish you all a wonderful summer, and we can't wait to see you around the halls next year. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. We'll miss you.
Have a good summer.
Congrats to everyone.
Yep.